phones. We could not reach the EOs. And so no material. So there was no voting in Ghana access. Petitions have been written. The polling agents wrote petitions in that regard. And we are hoping that INEC will allow elections to be conducted in these places, because it is extremely wrong to disenfranchise thousands of people. I mean, you should have seen the mood earlier on in the day. People came out in their thousands. It was so peaceful. People were organized. Everything was coordinated until this mishap started around 12 o'clock. So that's the situation now. Also, been some deaths. We saw instances where there's some thugs in uniforms tried to shoot at the police officers, and then there was a retaliation, of course. And then, unfortunately, we have some of our constituents dead. Some people lost their lives today because the soldiers had to defend their lives. So there was exchange of fire of gunshots.
That's really disheartening.
Oh, and one more thing.
But I don't know if you can confirm to us, Natasha, if you can hear me, about there were reports that initially some areas were dug up around your local government. Can you hear me?
One into my community, Yahaya Bello tried by the Nigerian army, and they told Yahaya Bello not to. He had no right to leave his local government and enter another local government. He was driving into my community and he was stopped. And I believe at that point, your channel's reporter, in conjunction with TVC, because they were together, they tried to get a coverage of it because it was a scene. The governor stepped out of his car, challenging the forces that he needed to drive to my community. And they were like, no, you have to stay back at yours, sir. We understand you're a governor, but you cannot cross local government borders. And he wasn't happy about that, but they successfully sent him away. Your reporter was on ground at that point. I don't know if he sent you the visuals.
Okay, that's certainly something to note, and we'll certainly look out for that. But I wanted to confirm, yes. I mean, there were stories that made the round earlier today that trenches were dug up around your local government area, making it difficult for INEC officials to access. Can you confirm that story to us?
Yes, 5 roads leading to my community were cut off. The excavation started 2 days ago. Hold a second. I'm on the phone. Stop calling me. I'm on the phone. But stop calling me. I'm on the phone. So sorry about that. We're driving to the collision center. So, well, you have to park, please. Let me finish up. Yes, the exercise started about 3 nights ago. We woke up to realize 3 roads were excavated, and then they continued the next day. So I tell you, that was done purposely to disenfranchise us and to prevent INEC from exercising a free and fair election. And the hardship, even though the governor issued a statement that his reason for excavating 5 roads around my community, thereby trapping me, is to curb insecurity. And that is such a lame excuse. Pardon me, it's very lame. Because I can't begin to tell you the amount of hardship the people in my community and neighboring communities had to face because they were cut off. Traders could not access the market spaces, farmers could move, children could not go to schools, commuters had to go had to create an extra route. Some even had to go through Edo State because I'm sharing boundary with Ipilo. They had to go through a journey that would have just taken 10 minutes, took 1 hour. So a lot of activities crumbled in the past 2 days. But what happened is, at the time, I had to step up. I have some construction equipment in my site, in my home here in the village. So we took the payloader and we went around all of these sites and we started covering them one after the other. We covered the last at about 4:30 a.m. this morning. And that is why INEC officials were able to deploy their materials timely today using the route that we covered. But I'd like to let Nigerians know that these roads were built, some of them were constructed 40 years ago. 2 of them actually federal highways. This particular road behind me was also cut off because it leads to Ikare. It connects my community to Ikare. So we had to just cover it up. My concern now is when the rain starts coming, mind you, we only filled the sandbag, but when the rains fall, those roads will be unmotorable, like they will be in deplorable situation. And I do hope that the governor, considering the fact that he excavated this road to curb insecurity, that he will, immediately after the elections, he will deploy resources to fix these roads. If there's any other question, I'm willing to answer.
Yeah, just quickly, I would like to know what the status is right now. You say you're heading, I heard you whispering that you're going to the collation center.
Yes.
It does mean then that voting was able to successfully happen in some polling units so collation can take place. Is that right?
Yes, we just have to make do with what we have. So we do all the other polling units that elections were held successfully, we won. So we just have to, but we're also hearing that there's going to be a lot of intimidation and harassment of INEC officers. Mind you, I told you that some 2 INEC officers were abducted, actually, like at the verge of being abducted. They were dragged, they were saved when they were already pushed in the vehicles, in the thugs' vehicles. So we're just trying to deploy ourselves, like move whatever personnel we have over there to guide and protect our votes and the INEC officials that are there, because we don't want anything to go wrong. We don't want any form of inducement or harassment. So if at the end of the day, INEC decides to announce the results based on the polling units that were successful, I know that I'm going to emerge victorious. But at the same time, I don't want any last minute gain, because this is it. Like, until the results are finally announced, believe me, there are people that are going in to make some mischievous changes, and we're trying to avoid that.
All right, then. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us today. Mrs. Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, who's the PDP senatorial candidate. We also implore you to stay safe. Moving swiftly right now to our correspondent in Bauchi, Hajara Aliyu, who is on standby to let us know what the situation has been like in Bauchi. Hajara.
Hello, Markwe. I'm at the Bakari Duku Registration Area Center. It's dark here, and results are coming in from the polling units. I don't know if you can...
Strong, positive message about democracy in Africa, won't it?
Absolutely. As you said, there's been democratic backsliding across the region. Nigeria is a critical country in the region and the continent. And this election for Nigeria is a critical inflection point. It's the first open seat since 2007. It's the first election with more than 2 viable candidates really since 1979. And so the continent is looking to Nigeria. The world is looking to Nigeria. And, the Nigerian people at a time of great, difficulty in terms of the economy and security, they want their voices heard. So we stand with them. And I think we're all hopeful that this will be a transparent, incredible process, that, those who engage in violence and malfeasance to undermine the process will be held accountable. And that whoever wins is going to, will win with the mandate of credibility and not a cloak of suspicion, right? There are many issues to be addressed. Whoever wins this election is going to represent a new direction for Nigeria. It's an open seat. What we've seen is Nigerians turning out. Nigerians want to determine their own future. And yeah, as you said, it's important not just for Nigeria, but for the continent and the world.
Dave, Professor, credible elections are said to be characterized by inclusiveness, transparency, accountability, and competitiveness. Would you say that this election has lived up to those characteristics so far?
1.5 hours, going to 2 hours, and the business is still continuing. They're not deterred. And I want to show you the real place. There's some Beavers machines here, and we also have the main collation going on around here. And you can see the results from the polling units here being put together, tabulated under this atmosphere. This is
weird.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to say, I think the Nigerian election is closing. So there have been some reports of irregularity. So I'm just trying to track it to see what's going on. We're in the political game, so it's interesting for us to see what's going on. Yeah. So I'm just watching. Instead for me watching alone, I just say, let me just do it live, but I'm just watching. If anyone wants to contribute, no problem. But if they don't want, it's all right. Yeah.
I wish my cameraman can move closer so that he sees the result sheet here. Anyway, so he sees the result sheets and the proper collation from the polling units, the ward level, and this is the local government collation units in Jola here. As you can see, ward collecting units. What's the name of this local government? Jola South. Please look at comment. Okay, Jola South local government, Bako Ward. Bako Ward. So you have 23 polling units here. But how are you able to work under this atmosphere?
Well, they are trying to collect all the results, already count the results. So they are put the result under the results sheet now. They are collecting the papers there. Every collection they bring here into the collection center.
How transparent is this process? How can you be working under darkness?
What?
How transparent is this process? You are working without lights.
Well, yeah, they have tried. They are using their phone lights. You see how they are using their phone lights? They are using it. Yes. This is not the first time they are doing it like this.
This is not the first time.
This is not the first time. They are doing it for a long time. Many times if there is not light, they are using it, their phone light.
And how transparent will this process be? My own is this transparency there.
Yeah. This is how our own politics will.
Exactly. How can you be doing election with no light? You know, it's sometimes I've not been so impressed with the way these Nigerians have been carried. Thank you for coming, African.
Yeah, the reason, the reason for this is because at least they should have in one polling unit, they should have at least 4 or 5 people attending to voters at the same time. It will make it faster. But this one in Nigeria, we always like if the thing not difficult, we not like them. If it is not difficult, we don't like it. Instead, they make it 2 or sometimes 1 to attend to a lot of voters. It is crazy. I believe it is a way to disenfranchise voters.
Because sometimes I even see what they call polling station, man. You understand? You know, you can't have a polling. Yeah, and the president, there's a polling station that the presidents were going to cast their vote in. It was just some basic tarpaulin, and there have been some irregularities.
Yeah.
I've seen, I don't know this lady, armed robbers with guns, you know, trying to. It's crazy. It's crazy.
What you saw, that's why if you notice, anytime I come online, I always tell Nigerians to pay attention to the local government and state government in Nigeria. If you pay attention, I always say it. Because we look at
where's Yola South? What's that? Look.
That is from Atiku's local government. Atiku's Adamawa State. You know, Atiku is from Adamawa.
Well, this looks like
so most of this. See, the problem I always say is the problem in Nigeria. If we don't solve the state and local government issue, nothing. I repeat, nothing. There will be no change in Nigeria.
We do understand what this
because most of the problems Nigerians, average Nigeria face, they lie on state and local government.
But we now let's have more as we cross live to Adamawa State, where Arise News correspondent Mary Chinda.
But we the citizens, we don't pay attention. Thank God you saw the president polling unit. That listen, the president, since this president, I'm not going to lie, since he came into power, he transferred money directly. Money that belongs to local government. It doesn't miss it. Every month, they transfer it directly to those people. But you see, they don't use it for anything. And the president cannot question them because these are not elected positions. They are voted for by the people. You understand me?
Yeah.
Nigerians, we, instead of complaining about the president, at least the federal government, in most cases, at least they execute at least 60 to 70% of what they needed to do. But the state and local government,
Look at that. Look at how that's Atiku. You
yes,
understand? That's a polling station, man. You understand? This guy just got this little tablet on his hand. Look at some buckets. Come on, man, Nigeria. No, come on. They're just putting them on top of some chairs. Just
you see, when if you pay attention, when educated Nigerians, when they come online here every time, all they do is about the presidency, the presidency. You can't hear them discuss about their own state, what is going on there. You can't hear them. Ask some of them, what is your local government? What is the name of your governor? Who is the commissioner of health or education? They have no idea.
They don't know.
They don't.
Look at this. There's no light.
You see. Listen, by this, let's be real here. By this time,
how can you be conducting an election when there's no and they're counting votes now? How can you be counting votes? Look at that. You're counting vote with your phone.
This is how ringing will take place.
Oh my God! Look at he's struggling. So, oh no, Nigeria, man.
Nigeria elite. They have no shame.
This is not possible. Let's listen to what these journalists are talking, because I can't get it.
This is crazy.
Phone touch lights, and if we didn't show it, people wouldn't believe it.
I'm just wondering, could they have been thinking that this whole process would have been concluded during the day?
Exactly.
There's no way this could have happened.
Look, oh my God.
It's
okay.
You are watching.
This is a depressing scene. So let's cut away from there. I believe our correspondent Ibrahim Kasali is in Birnin Kebbi. Let's find out.
We need better politicians.
Blinding light. There you go. Yes.
If you look at it, the people, although they are right in their anger, they are really pissed off with the two parties.
Yeah.
Because listen, when we transfer into democracy in 1999, the PDP, where they mess up is that they behave like the ANC. When they came into power, instead of them to set code of conduct within themselves, but they didn't. They allowed crook and thieves to take over the party. People like them, Obasanjo and others, they themselves were the ones who laid this ringing habit. They laid the foundation. They brought election ringing into Nigeria, because they don't like to play fair. So other parties.
This is presidential election. The amount of irregularities that they occur just because of this.
It is crazy.
Okay.
Is this the North? Yes, I say most people are Muslim over there.
Not a collating center.
Yes, this is a polling unit. Election started here 4.5 hours.
If you pay attention, there are a lot of people voting in the North because they love elections. It's like a tradition to them. They are the one always deciding Nigeria election. They are the decider. No matter what we do in the South, in the South, their votes, when they start arriving by tomorrow, you will see in millions.
So how many? So have there been down in Nigeria? Have there been any widespread irregularities that people are worried about?
No. I think most of the irregularities happen in Lagos, because there were there were disturbance in some areas in Lagos. You understand me? Because the ruling party, which is they were trying to sabotage other political opponents. So there were a lot of drama earlier in the day. But I get what Lagos is trying to do. They are trying to, because even it also happened in the southeast. Like, if you are APC member, they don't allow you to vote except you vote for Peter Obi. So same thing happened in Lagos.
Fana local government area.
People are saying something. Let's listen to this man.
No, yeah, it's the INEC chairman.
And snatched 6 beavers machines.
What?
But again, were able to recover and use the spare beavers machines and reinforce security for voting to continue in that
What's a beaver machine?
Some of the polling units opened late. In line with our policy, any Nigerian who is on the queue will have the opportunity to vote. Some of the reasons why we couldn't open the polling units in time are, one, the perennial problem of logistics, in spite of our best efforts. But another
election bodies chairman
to the late opening of the polling units
is the one conducting the election.
The perennial insecurity in the country. The bimodal voter accreditation system, the BVAS, deployed nationwide for the first time, has been functioning optimally.
What is that? What was that beaver?
In most parts of the country.
Well, it's a new technology. I have no idea.
And we hear actually less and less.
I didn't vote. Was
complaints about the functionality.
Why didn't you vote?
By model voter
I'm not impressed with all the candidates.
About our other processes.
Earlier in the day, the president and his family in the ongoing presidential and National Assembly elections in Daura, Katsina State. The president voted in polling unit 003 Sarkin Yara. Addressing journalists after casting his vote, the president expressed confidence in the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct free, fair, and credible elections, adding that his party would emerge victorious
for the Nigeria the National Assembly to pass electronic
and that's
voting.
On our abridged
but they won't do that because it's like they will sentence themselves to death. So they won't pass that kind of law. At this stage, we should be voting online or whatever means, like electronically.
This is what I don't like. What's this man doing here? This is an international election of the observation director.
You know, you see, I don't see. Yeah.
In the States, but
you know, Nigerians, mostly the opposition,
with a broader understanding based on
they always want like their paymaster to be there to observe everything, so that if anything, if they are trying to cheat them, so they can cry, they can call for UN to come or all that kind of rubbish. So,
you know, when we had the election in Cameroon, the one that came were just fake people.
Well, we
want
to thank
the
you very
CPDM,
much indeed for the work that
the
you're
CPDM
doing
party
in
just
Nigeria,
went,
and
I
also
think,
to thank
some
you for being
Cameroon,
on the
I think they
program.
went
I'd
around
like to
Cameroon and
introduce
took some
the
white
directors,
people and dressed them like that. And it came to the understanding of people that those people were fake. And this international observer said they didn't send anyone to Cameroon. They don't know who those people are. You can't imagine. So some of these people that they just come there just because they know when these Africans see a foreigner, they think something is going on correctly. You know,
yeah, if you pay attention,
we always have to put these faces in our things. You know,
yes,
just imagine like Africans going to observe European election. Why do we always make ourselves? We always put ourselves that low that we always need to. Well, if we want to have someone that is international election committee, why we should be an African? You know, so that we should know it's something, not bring always a white person and try to make it looks like if the white man is there, therefore it's correct. You know, I hate that kind of a mentality. So
let me tell you something. This new signing, this signing, let me tell you something. The owner, the owner of the signing is like he's a PDP member. So when Buhari came in, he was arrested by the EFCC for corruption.
You mean the man?
Yes, the owner of the TV station. He was arrested by the Buhari government. So he now refund some of the money. So ever since that case, he has been a hater to the president. There's everything about this administration. It's always, when you watch this station, it's always negative. You can't find anything positive at all.
Do you have a state channel in Nigeria?
Yes, we have. Yes, we do.
What's it called?
NTA.
Let me look for it.
NTA News, yeah.
Okay, NTA News.
Type it on.
Yes. I think it's probably this one, right?
Then you also have you also have Chinese news. Yeah, yes, it is this one. You also have Chinese. Chinese, they are independent. They are kind of balanced in their reporting. Chinese TV.
Yeah, I have Chinese. Yeah, I'm just switching.
Yeah, this is the MTA. Yeah, MTA. This is the state television. If you look at it, the coverage itself is poor.
Foundation. Do you feel terrified when speaking before a group? Are you stressed when asked to present? Do you forget your point?
Now you skip the news.
Security reports and everything, but you could see the
it's too Nigeria.
I don't know. I was expecting that too Nigeria we were covering the Nigerian election.
About 7:30.
It's not. I don't know what.
I don't know. My mind is telling me maybe
I saw some people using bicycles to get to their wards and polling units and actually waiting on the INEC
Nigerians abroad
to come and then begin the process. But
no, if you want to go to fly in to vote, you have PVC. Okay, a lot of people flew in to vote.
Just too late.
Yeah, so absolutely. At Abakari 004 ward, voting started at
a lot of people flew in to vote.
At exactly 8:30. I was surprised. I was even asking the voters there what was their previous experience.
Wait, so among all these candidates, you did not find anyone to vote for, man?
No.
No, that's not good. That's your civic right.
Because the reason for that is that those that will help, like those that will deliver the country, they all live abroad. They live abroad in comfort. You understand me? They don't want to get their hands dirty and make sacrifice for their own country. They rather fight for another man's country without shame. So
who's abroad? Who's abroad then?
Sometimes I don't know if you join some of all these leadership program or platform in Nigeria. When you join all those YouTube conference, you see a lot of well-educated Nigeria. They live in America, UK, all over the world, Australia. They come and give their own opinion. It's okay. Why is this person not in Nigeria contesting for maybe senator, House of Rep, or governor? No,
they will tell you they're scared security. That's the complaint they always give. Security, because maybe some person went down and he was killed. That's why, sometimes I might not even want them to come down. But you can finance people, you can see, but not you can, like the way I'm trying to structure the Pan-African Alliance, this is just the core. And you can be part of the core, from anywhere. But the public, the people that are in charge, that they have their faces online, they should all be in Nigeria, or they should be in the country of origin. There's no need for someone that's campaigning that's living in the West. You understand? Because sometimes when people have lived in the West for the rest of their life, telling them, oh, you need to come back to Nigeria, to Cameroon, or Ghana, or Kenya, whatever, they are really skeptical because they're scared. But someone that has grown in their country, they know what's going on. They are not as scared as those people who are not there. So it's really important that for people who want to be part of the politics, there should be for people who want to be like the face of the politicians, there should be people who are actually in the country. They may just have a core that supports them. You understand? But they should be able to they should be the ones that lead it, because I don't think Nigerians really need is diaspora to come and lead. They have anyone. Maybe they can contribute financially, give them more ideas that they don't understand. You understand? You can say, okay, you can do these things like this, you can do these things like this if you're scared.
Or if they don't want to come, see, there's a way to also join the system and reform the system within the system. Like, you can come and work in some of the civil service ministries. Then you make some of the reform that the ministries need.
That's true. 100%. Yeah. You can come, sometimes you can do some voluntary work.
Thank you.
You can come and do some voluntary work. And because these people don't understand, they don't know, they have not seen anything. You understand? So they're working within the set of their own understanding. They don't know how things work. So that's all what they see is what they know. But you know more. So yeah, sometimes you might just keep it low. Don't come and try to be a politician, because that's where you must not be a leader. You must come and you can come and be part of a party that try to reform the way they do things, but you should not want to be the leader of that party. That's the problem.
The only state in Nigeria that always make use of their diaspora is Lagos. There's reason why Lagos is ahead of every other state in Nigeria. Even if there's challenges, they always find a way to, they will look for loopholes in the constitution. They will from there do the thing. In some certain area, Lagos have been generating electricity for themselves by themselves, and it was not even in the constitution.
Let's hear this guy.
Especially the poor people who are suffering. Because Nigerians have suffered enough.
I think I've done something wrong. Sorry.
You see, I would have supported this guy. Let me tell you the reason why I didn't support him.
The time of voting.
This guy doesn't.
Let's listen to what he's going to say.
Okay,
as long as the works are seamless as it is here, I believe they will be able to meet up within the specified times. And if they don't, they can extend it for a few minutes. That's my appeal. I'm not authorizing them because I'm not capacity to do that.
Okay.
Presidential candidate of Labour
He is a presidential candidate of a Labour Party.
The way of fake news
everywhere
these days. There's everyone circulating now.
He was a governor of Anambra State.
But they reached us and said, look.
Immediately he completes that terms as a governor. He relocated to Lagos. He live in Lagos.
Why? But what's the problem with that? It's Nigeria. I think
it's Nigeria, but you as a leader, if you develop your own city, you won't live there. So move to another place. You spend 8 years as a governor.
If in Lagos, it's a good thing. I think there's some other people.
No. Let me tell you something. Where you see, if you are in a state, if there are other caliber of leaders in that state, it does force the governor on that state to work, to do some, to get some job done. Like for instance, Buhari normally live in Kaduna. Go and check Kaduna right now. Go and look what the Kaduna state governor is doing there, because Buhari lives there. He lived there between Kaduna and Katsina. Those are the two places he lives. And those two governors from those areas, they are working because they know the president lives there. So that's what I'm saying. If you because when there are no solid other opposition, the governor of that state will just take advantage of the people. He won't do anything. But if there are other heavyweight politicians who are around to challenge the sitting governor, they'll be able to work.
Talking about his optimism ahead of that. Now, the man who they all want his seat, the president.
Southeast Eastern people, they make a lot of noise. If you see some of them,
this is the thing. You can't imagine. Look at the polling situation.
It is crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. Something needs to be done I think I'm not going to lie. I think I prefer the Cameroonian system, whereby the president have absolute power.
Yes, okay. Having said that, some people say, whoa, but just because of that, the country is like stable. Not like stable, but just because of Ambazonia bed, you don't have people that have got power. The governors are the most powerful people, but all of them, they answer to the president. The president has got the power to take them out of office, sack them at will. Yes, you can sack you, they can demote you. You understand? So that's why if you come to Cameroon, there's no religion, like power. There's no religious leader who've got power over the governor. It does not exist. But when I see Nigeria, you've got some religious leader. We say like if you're in Cameroon, you are not a Christian, you are not a Muslim. They send you to the north where it's Muslim. You're the governor. If an imam does not respect you, 1 minute they send the bill, they come and take him and put him in jail, and everyone knows that. You're not imam, like So your imam, you must work with the governor for you to be respected. There's nobody that is above the government representative in that town. That's how Cameroon works. So if you are imam, you are not like imam above. No. You're imam for your people. But when the governor say come, you don't come. You are going to jail. It's like that. So it's a centralized government. It's a centralized government. Yeah. So for people to have power, you need to work with the government. If you're an imam and you want to be really, really influential, you only have to work with the government. You need to be part of the party.
Your constitution is just like the military constitution we have before. Just that your president is not wearing military uniform. That's just the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But he is the head of the armed force. You're just saying as if you're talking as if he's the head of the armed force. He's the head of the judiciary. He's the head of the armed force and the judiciary. He's the head.
See, if you know, that's why I prefer military. There's a video on YouTube of Abacha dissolving everything. Just type Abacha dissolve. You will see the action. It was dissolving everything. It's on YouTube. The video is on YouTube. Dissolving every ministry when he took over. So I prefer. If you type it on YouTube, you see it. Let me do it.
We'll type it. Okay, look at how Rwanda is working. Rwanda is a emerging country because they have this kind of trick system that is called Kagame. Because you need to set the base of how things should work.
Yes, set the standard.
The standard. You need to set the standard and make people follow. We don't have time for, like, when I look at Nigeria, I think the problem is that I see about Nigeria. There's so many parallel government inside your government that have
Thank
power.
you very much. You are right.
When I see something like an organized, like criminal group, I was watching Black Axe. This. I don't know if you know Black Axe.
Yeah. I know them.
People have power so much so that they come out in public and do their riot, kill people, that even like they even talk on camera. Something like that does not happen in Cameroon. See, you understand? How dare when I say, but how did you get there? Cameroon is the beer, is the military that is in charge, or the police, and no one else. There's nothing like, it's a centralized system of government. Though they may be corrupt, but the corruption is only within a certain group of people. But they themselves, a lot of people are going to jail. It's Paul Biya and the government. And if they have to change that man, I want that whoever is going to come should kind of maintain that system. Maybe he has his own flaws, but I don't want Cameroon to be, we start having this parallel government. You give governors so much power that you go to this state, they're doing something different from that state. You go, no, it's going to create a lot of division. That's how I see it. But for countries that are really like advanced, they understand what it means by nation building and things like that, they can start having. But for Africa, we need a centralized government. We need a centralized government. I think it's working. That's why, look, if you look like countries that have got dictators in Africa, you know, they're calm. You know, you understand? They're like, they may not be doing well because they have their own thing going on in France, but there's not a lot. There's not so much. You understand? Chaos. Like Nigeria is not the only country that has got Muslim and a Christian. But why is it only in Nigeria that Muslim and Christians are fighting? You understand? In Cameroon, we've got Muslims, like from Adamawa going right up to the north. Those are Muslims. Even in my town, we have Muslim. Now they have Christian church. I swear to God, try one day in Cameroon, unless some dusty Muslims or some dusty Christians burn a Catholic or a Muslim mosque, the whole of that town will be raided by military. They will whip every look. You will leave that town. So people know, like you know, like during Christmas, it's a public holiday for everyone. We stop and everyone celebrate Christmas. During Ramadan, it's a public holiday. Everyone celebrates Ramadan. That's how Cameroon is.
I just I dropped the name.
Okay, let's see this.
That's why I respect. See, I somehow respect this man. It pained me that they killed him, but it was a tough son of a bitch. He deal with a lot of people. He didn't give a fuck.
Let's listen to him. That's Abacha, right?
Yes. No, not sorry, not that one. No. This is the one. The second one. Sorry.
Okay, let's see the second one.
The second one.
Head of the Interim National Government and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Chief Ernest Shonekan, and my subsequent appointment as Head of State and Commander-in-Chief, I have had extensive consultations within the Armed Forces hierarchy and other well-meaning Nigerians.
When he was president, he projected power.
Problems which have engulfed our beloved country and which have made life more difficult
for the elites. They hate him so much.
Of this nation. Chief Ernest Shonekan took over as Head of State and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces at the most trying time in the history of our country. Politically, economically, and socially, there were lots.
Sonny Abacha, he was from the south. It's Igbo.
No, it was from the north.
Ah, okay, from the north. Okay,
yes.
Of uncertainties. Things appeared bleak, and the atmosphere was heavy with uncertainties. However, driven by the belief in himself, his countrymen, and love for his country, he accepted to face the challenges of our time. I will therefore like to take this opportunity to pay tribute to him for his selfless service to the nation. He showed great courage at taking on the daunting task of heading the interim national government, even a greater courage to know when to leave. Many have expressed fears about the apparent return of the military. Many have talked about the concern of the international community. However, under the present circumstances, the survival of our beloved country is far above any other consideration.
Yes.
Nigeria is the only country we have. We must therefore solve our problems ourselves.
Exactly.
We must lay a very solid foundation for the growth of true democracy. We should avoid any ad hoc or temporary solutions. The problems must be addressed firmly.
Yeah, I will continue. You know, I was talking to one Nigeria. I met him from here. I met him in this country. He's a pharmacist, but he has left just because he said the ministry of that is so corrupt and that and it risks his life. He says he's not going to vote. I say why? He said he wants the military to come back. He says the only way, he's an educated man, he's in his 50s. He said the only way we can fix Nigeria is to bring back the military.
Yes, same thing.
That's the only way they can fix Nigeria. Because if you look at these Northeast people, some people say they want to split. They don't want to split. These are the very Northeast people that created the National Youth Service because they know how it's important for this country to become one. You know, they know how Nigeria is important. But the South people, maybe they are the ones who want to split Nigeria. Maybe we're just blaming the wrong people. Because if you look at them, like Nigeria, all these people go on, Abacha, these people wanted a greater Nigeria. And I think that guy said, he's Yoruba. He says, it's not, he said all this voting thing, obey to me. Maybe just like you, he said, it does not matter. He said, we need back the military. He said, Nigeria needs military. He said, Nigeria needs to be like someone like Putin. He said, Nigerians are so hot-headed that all this democracy, no, it's not working for Nigeria. He said it will never bring peace. He says the military needs to come back. That if the military comes back, all this nonsense that Nigerians are doing, like human sacrifice, rituals, all this rubbish, it will stop in no time, and that country is gonna come back on track. That's what he said. He says he's not gonna waste his time voting, you know. So
yeah, because if you look at it, the way corruptions have destroyed the country, it has put the country in a bad position. You understand me? Because this elite, their inability to set code of conduct within themselves, how to manage the country, is the bigger problem. Is the threat to the nation. Understand me? See, the reason why I respect the West, like the white people, is that in their group they always set standard. You understand me? Then sometimes when you break the rule, they find a way to deal with you, so that every other person who copy the same decide to do the same thing. But in Nigeria, people will commit crime within the elite. Nothing will happen. They won't prosecute. The court is part of the crime syndicate. All the area of government, they all include in this mess. They involve. They always do everything to jeopardize the country. See, when this guy was president, things the elite were the one making noise, crying, but average Nigeria was okay. The day he took over, there was, in my state, in Edo State, there was jubilation. People were very, very happy when he took over.
Yeah.
But you see, Nigerians, they didn't like the man, so they hate him so much.
Yeah, let's listen to Abacha. Yeah.
Objectively, decisively, and with all sincerity of purpose. Consequently, the following decisions come into immediate effect.
Yeah.
The interim national government is hereby dissolved.
Yes.
The national and state assemblies are also dissolved.
That's it.
The state executive councils are dissolved. The brigade commanders are to take over from the governors in their states until administrators are appointed.
Exactly. This governor thing in Nigeria, to me, I don't like it. You understand? Maybe they're thinking, but it gives these people, it's like that they have their own country inside Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
It is completely wrong. You know, you don't need to give governor. See, people talk about Pobi as a dictator. I don't like him for some reason, but that centralized form of government, it is good. It is good for
also, is the part of the reason the president is always scared, because he don't want to offend this governor, because they are the one in charge of election in their state. So if you offend anyone, you may not win re-election. They will work against you. So it's a big problem.
Exactly. Look at just see this election. It's clear that these people don't even know what is an election. They're not like actually voting for their country. Like their mindset is just to voting for someone they like. You understand? If you look the way they carry it out, they don't even see that okay, this is something that is going to make this country. They don't see that way. So if people don't really understand what is an election, what's the reason giving them election? So I was arguing with one Cameroonians. They say, "Oh, yeah, I support Pobi." I say, "Well, I don't support him, but I tell you, if now there's no one, I don't see who can replace him. That's not going to be different. You just want to see a different face. Is that just what you want? You just want to see a different face, or do you want to actually see change?"
We person with a person like Paul Biya in power, an investor can make an investment for long term because you know there will be steady leadership.
Bro, Cameroon, yeah, if you look the GDP of Cameroon with their population, Cameroon is not doing bad.
No, it's not doing because it's not doing bad.
25 million people, but the GDP and even the GDP per capita is high. There's so many things in Cameroon that sometimes I say, well, maybe I don't understand. But if I look Cameroon, I look as like if you take away Nigeria, no, let's take away the southern part of Africa. You understand? If you take away Nigeria, Ghana, maybe Ivory Coast, I don't see any other part of that region in Africa that is doing better than Cameroon, if you ask my humble opinion.
Kifaru, you already see the reason why there's problem in Nigeria. There are other people who have like what do you call it? Is it a parallel government who have power also? So
Emma, let me just respond to Caesar. There's no civil war in Cameroon. It's just some shenanigans who think they can fight the army. There's no civil war. You understand? These Ambazonia people, it's not a civil war. There are just some people hiding in the bush. When you talk about civil war, it means people are fighting the government.
Yeah, that's not civil war. They are just rebels.
Some rebels, some or high uprising. Okay, first of all, where they say there is a civil war, people are going to work every day from Monday to Friday, doing their normal activities, going to public offices.
It's like you will say now that
the bosses are working. So where is the civil war? People are going to their bar. These people just hide in the bush and come sometimes and try to extort money from people. They're just kidnappers. And when they come, the military come, they run. They take off their clothes and throw it away and enter into the civilian population. There's no civil war. There's no civil war.
Caesar, that means if you say that there's civil, that means there's civil war in southeastern Nigeria because of the IPOB people. These are just people trying to cause problems.
Yeah, I made a live about this Ambazonian thing. It's not. There are some concerns. Yes, there's some concerns about, but it's a concerns of minority. You understand? It's
but if
minority concern. You understand?
But if the government want to really destroy them, they can. If they want to, like, let's destroy these people, they will do it. But they just want to kill a lot of people. That's why they are just
people don't understand Cameroon. When the prime minister of Cameroon is always from the English side. That's how it has always been.
Okay. That means there's balance of power.
Well, yeah, but it's not really balanced. But it is. There's French domination. That is true. But it's just because we are minority. Cameroon has got 10 provinces. Only 2 speak English.
No, okay.
Yeah, those two English is a minority issue. You understand? It's a problem of a minority population.
Yeah,
they always marginalized.
Normally, majority rule the rules. So
yeah, exactly. But we had a little bit of different history. But at the end of the day, if we're not in Cameroon, we'll still be in Nigeria, and it will still. I think the country can do better. But this is the thing, that side of Cameroon that people say they've been marginalized is even more developed than some French side. That's what people don't know. Sometimes people who speak, they've not traveled. They look like the capital city, Yaoundé, and the economic city, Douala. It's French. It's like the most developed town. And they think that's how they should be. But you leave and go to those villages, it's like dusty as any other part of Cameroon. You see people suffer. They still go to the farm. You understand? Yeah. It's the same thing on paved road. It's just the same. You understand? So most of these people have not traveled. The Anglophone region, they have more paved roads than the Francophone region. Take away the Douala and the Yaoundé town. That's what people don't understand about all this Ambazonia thing. Yeah, there's French dominance because French is the bigger part of the country.
Kifaru, if Paul Biya, if he passes away, who do you think will take over?
Bro, if you ask me, I'll just give him to his son. Let them maintain the country. You understand? Yeah, I would not mind because nothing is going to change. The people's mindset need to change first before we're talking about changing leadership.
Are you from the majority or minority?
No, I'm from the Amazona side. They start trying to split, bro. I'm from the minority. I'm from the minority. We are closer to Calabar people. Yeah. So
that means you understand the Calabar language.
No. I don't know. The tribe that is closer to them. I'm not from that tribe, but people who are closer to that tribe understand, So to me, we need to change the mindset than changing the face. If you bring somebody new in that same system of Cameroon, they may crash it. You understand? Because if you live in a country that you have so many diverse tribe, what they call some kind of small tribe, and people want to be tribal affiliate, you need a system that will just kill that. Like Cameroon, they don't give money for, like, the government does not promote a cultural activity so much.
Yeah,
they're doing that on purpose. You understand? The government does not give money for cultural activity like these people's culture. No, if you're doing something that is Cameroon culture, they will sponsor. But if you want to make your little culture, okay, go do it in your own little town. But the government is not going to promote it. So you can't take maybe a show, maybe a carnival. So we are exposing our people's culture. They don't do that. They don't actually do that. So if you want to do a cultural parade in a town, everyone going to come, and it's like a general cultural day. But one tribe cannot say we are showing this culture. They stop it.
Yeah,
in Cameroon, you can imagine you need permission to riot. Not riot, to strike.
Kifaru, you are right. I just think back right now. When we had the military as president way back, we have 100% security. We were safe in our country.
Of course.
You understand me? There were no calamity, all these militants, Boko Haram, whatever. There were none of them. Because then the military were very strong. There were a lot of intelligent gathering within the military. Whenever anything is going on, they quickly, quench that thing. They don't die. They use force. They don't even try to mess with you. They just shut him down once. So that they were under almost relative peace in the country. But you see,
I think we need that. Sometimes it may go bad, but you need military people who are educated. Because if you look at this guy, Sani Abacha, he looked like someone who was educated. You need people who understand their country and who understand foreign influence. How you need that kind of military people. You understand?
Yeah.
Because if you go, you take like Chad, the try, it did not work. It's just it might have its own problem, but to me, if you sit down and actually train people, in a controlled environment.
Okay, Kifaru, I want to ask you a question. If you look at America, you see the mandate of the CIA. If the president of the United States is working against the country, did you know those guys can take out the president?
No, okay, thank you. Just take Trump. If Trump was in a country that the Senate has not got power, do you know what that guy could have done? But did you saw how the Senate shut him down? No, don't even talk about the CIA. And they even send the CIA to go and do some research. What was it called? To go and search his home.
Yeah.
Nobody has got power over things like that. But in Africa, it's never going to happen.
Thank you.
You understand? I think we should make things should be completely detached from the state. The military should not be supporting politicians.
Yeah.
You understand? They should not have favor, but to me they can vote, but they should not. The president is the president. They don't even know who becomes the president.
Yeah.
But
they should just focus on peace. So when they see any threat, they make sure they take care of it without the president knowledge. Just do your job. Do your mandate.
You see, if a country like Russia, it was not strict. The West could have destroyed Russia a long time ago. It's just because they have that someone like Putin and that KGB that's in charge, they can't penetrate. With sometimes you need that kind of a rule, and think Africa we actually need to do that. That's why I don't mind.
Kifaru, if you observe, top officials in Russia, they always commit suicide, jump from a roof of the building. Do you think that is natural? Like they are the one killing those people. If they mess up, they just throw them away from. They push them from high-raised building and say they commit suicide. Why is it that every time top officials they say they commit suicide and jump from their building? Did you think that that is legit? That's not legit. They are the ones. Why?
Last time I was watching them, not long, maybe 2 days ago, when Putin was addressing Russia.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he said he has no sympathy for Russian millionaires who, instead of investing in their country, they made so much money in their country and they went abroad to invest their money, and now all of their assets has been frozen. He says he has no sympathy for them. I said, this is a good man. Yeah. He said, all of them, yeah. Yeah. He said he has no sympathy for them. And he said, I don't want you Russians to have sympathy for those people, because these people made the money in a country. Instead of investing it in their country, they thought they were wise enough to go invest abroad. Now all their assets have been frozen and they want Russia to go fight for them. He said, no, he has no sympathy for them. And he was telling that if you make money in this country, you need to invest it in this country. Just imagine. Common sense. Yeah, I was so proud of that man. That's how he is. Look, sanction. How many sanctions has the West not given to Russia? It means nothing to them. They are still moving on. But they just need to give one simple sanction for Africa and everything is broken.
You see that guy, very intelligent and tough. Whenever I look at Putin, I always have the chills in my body. Like, he's a killer.
Yeah, you know, you need some killer squad in most African countries. I'm not gonna lie. You need some special killer squad. You know, there's some people that need to die so that other people can live happily. You know?
Thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah. I don't mind killing 1 people and 200 people are safe. There's
no. The only thing I regret in my life, if I have known, I would have went to school, then joined the intelligent
military. Don't worry. Do you have a child yet?
Yes, I have one. But me and the mother, we are not together.
It's all right. But if you can have in charge of that child, make him what you wanted to be. You can still pass down that intelligence to him. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's good. You know, we need strict law. You know, that's why I don't like this Western too much influence in African people's business. Because if you understand, they too went to their own hard times and they had really strict rules.
Thank you very much. It is when they finally develop, that's when they transit to this system.
Exactly, because it does not matter anymore. Everyone has got enough. But when they were growing up, they were like they had conscription. Everyone needs to go to the army. You have to have a dormitory. You need to work. It was like that.
Thank you very much. Let me say one thing. Germany had Hitler. Italy had Mussolini. Spain had Francisco something.
Franco.
Thank you very much. These people. Then France had Charles de Gaulle.
They call them Nazis or whatever, fascists or whatever.
These people, they rule for years. They develop the country with iron hands.
Exactly.
Before the transition.
That's why when you come to Europe, okay, despite how poor that country is, they've got some standard of development, of architecture, of
standard infrastructure. Yeah,
they've got some standard infrastructure because it was work. The men work, the women. It was like that, and that's how they built their country. There was no playing around. Now we've not even got anywhere, and we have all this nonsense. You know, people arguing with women online, women dressing the way. We cannot. We can't. You're not gonna grow. You know, because they want they're telling us human right. There was no, when they were growing up, they did not have human right because they knew.
Did you know, Kefaro, some of the people that build those infrastructure, they pay them peanuts.
Of course. And some of them, like if you know, you've talked about history, I think you know some European history. If you actually know how the the Germans built their country, if you know what after the Treaty of Versailles, what Germany was made to be, it was like it could not come back to reality. It's like they actually crippled Germany to zero, but they had to build their society because it was strict. They gave strict rules. Women live in dormitories. They had to eat together. They will ring the bell. They say, okay, today we are going to build the roads from Lekki to that. Yeah, everyone with a shuffle. Whoa, everyone is working. That's how they build Germany. They build their country like that, from like taking stones. There were no advanced machinery.
I guess that was the reason why, if you observe, I guess it's part of the reason why their population is very, very small. Because most of those people that build the country, they didn't have time to birth child or to even marry.
Even during the war, they lost a lot of men.
Yes,
almost 70 million men and children would die.
They work harder.
They work harder. That's why countries like Ukraine, they have a shortage of men. Because they work harder. But they build your country. Ukraine is not a really developed country, but I bet you it's got more infrastructure than most African countries in their capital city.
You remember the nuclear disaster that happened in Ukraine? That was, I think, in the 70s.
No, it's not 70s. In the 90s. It's Chernobyl.
90s. Yeah, Chernobyl. Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's because of that. It's because of that they had to give up their nuclear plant because the
nuclear reactors.
Okay, it was 1986. Sorry.
I think the place is still a ghost town as we speak now.
Yeah, because it's still got, but they have there's still another reactor there, the nuclear reactor. One was destroyed, but the other one is still there because according to them, it still got some nuclear, what's it called? Uranium react. They still have some. What's that thing called? It's still some reaction of that.
Uranium.
Yeah, so they can still test it from the soil. So it's not yet clear enough. They have not completely eradicated that toxic nuclear thing from the environment. Yeah, it's a deserted place, so no one lives there. It's not like they're not sure. They can't tell people to go.
But you know that most of the people that were in that city, most of them die of nuclear sickness, illnesses.
Yes. Effects of a nuclear reaction.
Nuclear reaction.
It can give people like cancer. There's always some terminal disease. People have terminal disease due to the effect of. So no one is going to live in Chernobyl.
Yes, because of radiation. Radiation.
Radiation, nuclear radiation. So, but like this guy, let's just finish listening to Abacha. I'm happy when he was service anything.
Where there are no brigade commanders, the commissioners of police in the states are to take over. All local governments stand dissolved. The directors of personnel are to take over the administration of the local governments until administrators are appointed. The National Electoral Commission is hereby dissolved. All former secretaries to federal ministries are to hand over to their director generals until ministers are appointed. The two political parties are hereby dissolved. All processions, political meetings, and associations of any type in any part of the country are hereby banned.
Correct.
Any consultative committee, by whatever name called, is hereby prescribed.
Yes.
If Nigeria
361 of 1993
and continue like
hereby
this,
abrogated.
Nigeria would have been more than the Singapore we are talking. Nigeria made a mistake leaving military rule to this civilian multipartism nonsense. If Nigeria could have remained the way it is during this time, you guys could have been more than Saudi Arabia. You understand? I believe so.
The Provisional Ruling Council is hereby established. It will comprise the head of state, commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as chairman, the chief of general staff as vice chairman, the honorable minister of defense, the chief of defense staff, service chiefs, the inspector general of police, the attorney general and minister of justice, the internal affairs minister, the foreign affairs minister, and the national security advisor. Legislative powers will reside in the council. States will be governed by civilian administrators to be appointed later.
So the military appointed civilian personnel.
Yes, and the military. There are military personnel as a governor of those states.
Yeah. To me, I think, Nigeria needs this. You understand?
Also, a federal executive council will be put in place. Our security system will be enhanced to ensure that lives of citizens, property of individuals are protected and preserved. Drugs trafficking and other economic crimes such as 419 must be tackled and eliminated.
Wow, I didn't know he fought against a 419. Wow.
He mentioned 419. That was a long time ago. Yeah.
If you know, see, this is the first time I've listened to this full speech, because normally before I always listen to that dissolve. Now I just forget about it. But this is the first time. Wow.
You say 419 must be tackled and dissolved. And now you have people you have rituals. People, Nigerians going online showing ritual money and dancing. Oh my God. It's just.
You see, in Nigeria, we don't teach history. Like, if you see, many people don't know that 419 has been a problem in Nigeria. Like, this video just confirmed it to me now. But this is in the 90s. Okay. So this was 1998 or so. Yes, I think it took over in 1998. Oh, yeah, 1998.
Let's see. Maybe it's gonna say some nice things.
Oh no!
The current strikes throughout the nation, following the increase in the price of fuel, I appeal to all the trade unions to return to work immediately.
Okay.
We cannot afford further dislocation and destruction of our economy. On the closed media houses, government is hereby lifting the order of restriction with immediate effect.
Yep.
We, however, appeal to the media houses that in this spirit of national reconciliation, we should show more restraint and build a united and peaceful Nigeria. Fellow Nigerians, the events of the past month, starting from the annulment of the June 12 presidential election, culminating in the appointment of the former head of state, Chief Anas Shanekan, are well known to you. The economic downturn has undoubtedly been aggravated by the ongoing political crisis. We require a well thought out and permanent solution to these problems if we are to emerge stronger from them. Consequently, a constitutional conference with full constitutional powers will be established soon to determine the future constitutional structure of Nigeria. The Constitutional Conference will also recommend the method of forming parties, which will lead to the ultimate recognition of political parties formed by the people. While the conference is on, the reorganization and reform of the following major institutions will be carried out: the military, the police, the customs, the judiciary, NITEL, NNPC, NEPA, the banking industry, and our higher institutions of learning. This regime will be firm, humane, and decisive. We will not condone nor tolerate any act of indiscipline.
Correct.
Any attempt to test our will be decisively dealt with. with the international community. We ask that you suspend judgment while we grapple with the onerous task of nation building, reconciliation.
Yeah, you see that's what you see. I think maybe like even Ghanaians are talking about Ghana, but that J.M.A. Rollins, he was the one that brought Ghana to that base that they could pick up. It's always the military guys. It's always the military guys, and I hope these guys in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea, I hope they could do the same thing.
Because many of these military guys, they actually fought for their country. They serve. Really.
Exactly. These people are patriots.
They're very patriotic. Yeah.
Because you can't actually deceive, like corrupt. Because it's different. Civilians just want to steal money. I think that's why the West is really against that military, that thing, because they know you can't actually deceive them. That's why they're telling them, oh, you need to give them embargo, blah, 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 blah. To me, if I was an African country that was struggling, you understand, we just make a fake coup. Military leaders head of that country.
Where our militaries leaders got it wrong is that there's one thing I like about the American military. They always spend money for propaganda. If you observe, American citizens, they love their military, they love their Marine, their Air Force. They love them so much. They are the most loved in the country. It is years of propaganda for the country. So these people they love their military. But you see, in Africa, most of these military leaders, they didn't use propaganda. Also, they didn't show like at least they really love the people. So a lot of people go against them. So that was the reason why a lot of people like in Nigeria then they hate them, that when they were in, because when they see like you put on a military uniform, like maybe for fashion, they beat you up. You understand me? So they don't really give the chance for the populace to associate with them. So we always see them as the other person. You understand me?
Yeah, sometimes you may have things, nuances that may get into. It's because the system itself is already corrupt. Somebody might just want to go to the military, not because he really wants to serve his country, just because he seems, if I can get to the military, I may have free days. I may ask people for money or get into the police. You understand?
Yeah.
That's, but it's because it's just civilians. But if it's all military, you'll be scared because you're scared of your senior. I don't think the governors in the country in Nigeria, they're scared of the president. They're not. They seem like they're colleagues. you understand? Because they will tell you don't vote for me. These people voted for me.
If you look at it, even the military, if anyone is ex-president of the country to become president, they respect that person more than the actual politician. Because people like you see, during the Obasanjo term, they respect Obasanjo because Obasanjo was a general back in the military. Even the military, in a certain level, they respect the current president because after all, he increased their budget like a lot. He increased their budget a lot, so they have huge respect for the current president.
Look at what I'm talking about, man.
Happy with the people. They have heeded to
it's crazy.
My admonishments.
I don't know why Africans, why can't we bring a lot of technology? Some people, they say technology can easily be bad with when it comes to election. So some people, it's not even Africa, worldwide, they still believe voting and counting like that is still the most secure way of voting. I don't know why. I don't know why
they should ensure transparency.
There are still a lot of African countries who have, up to now, they have not fully embraced technology. They are still like 10 years, 20 years behind. You understand me? That's why when Starlink came in recently, I was very, very happy. At least those are the village in the rural area. They can have access to internet services now. schools can decide to install Starlink in their classroom so they will have access to internet. So I think technology will help Africa if we embrace technology fully.
No, technology will help us fight a lot of corruption.
Yes.
A lot of corruption. Technology can easily eliminate corruption.
Yeah, like in Lagos now, they have introduced a bus card. So you pay. That is, in that card you can pay for bus fare, boat ride, and train. You can pay for train services through that card. So a lot of people are. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you know, African countries, most of them suffer to collect tax from their citizens. It's because of lack of technology.
Yes, you are right.
If you have a technology that is set and it's working, people can fraud. People can like bypass taxation. You understand?
Yeah.
But if you're not organized, everything is flawed. Everyone will bypass the technology, and they still will not have money. Nigeria with this dramatizing.
Yeah, we love drama a lot.
Too much.
Yeah, these are the Robo people. They are from Niger Delta. They are not far from my state. They are the next. After Edo State, you get to Delta State. They are Delta people. You have Urobo, Ishekiri, Ijo. They are the one dressing like this.
Never miss a moment.
Okay.
Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming.
Yeah, man. So when would the election be finally revealed?
I'm not going to lie to you. It will be by Monday.
Download the TVC News app
today. Monday or Tuesday.
Google Play and Apple Store.
It will be Monday or Tuesday. It's normally like that. So you won't see you don't get the result today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Monday or Tuesday.
It's going to be a little bit tight one. People, I just hope people take it with calm, because to me, African election, I'm not really a fan of who's doing what. If the mindset is not changed, to me, it does not really change anything that much.
See, I know a lot. You see, may I tell you what will happen?
As you said before, Nigeria need military.
Yeah, me too. I agree, because the current politician, their inability to hold themselves accountable is the biggest failure within themselves. Yeah.
Everyone is living in their own country inside Nigeria. They are their own
Thank you
president.
very much.
They have like I see sometimes this Tinubu guy. I don't know if it's true or if it's not true. He's got a car with physical catch in it, and no one is even asking him a question.
Okay. Let me tell you the truth about that guy. You see, a lot of people, I'm not going to lie to you. The problem is too old for me. Yeah. But if it were maybe 10 years ago, I would have said, okay, I will support him and vote for him. You know why? This guy has been able to raise leaders that have become also leaders. You understand me? The current vice president,
no manipulation of any sort happened.
Can you hear me?
I'm listening. Yeah.
Yes, the current vice president was raised by by Tinubu. Most of the things happening in Lagos at the moment, Tinubu were the one who laid the foundation. When it came in, Lagos was a mess. No one, except Nigeria, they don't remove. That's the reason why we always fall into bad hands, because we don't look back to history. Lagos was in a total mess. He was able to lay a lot of foundation. So he did good. He's the only, in 3 of them that is campaigning, he's the only one have verifiable track record, but he's too old. You understand me?
Yeah,
he's too old.
Again, if you can't, you can actually.
Let's listen to what these people are saying.
Yeah, he was the one who created mobile courts in Lagos. He passed a lot of reform increase
so we'll just quickly do
Lagos
this now.
revenue to about close to
anyone,
about
was there a complaint
200
from
or
anyone who was,
300%.
not allowed to cast his or her ballot?
Let's listen to this. What was this ladies?
Okay, if there were complaints, yes, of course there were complaints. But the
I
people were
think
able to
people are
organize
still voting in the
themselves
north.
to ensure that the process is hate-free. But we have someone here who did bulk of the organizing, and perhaps he will just share with us what the process has been like. He told me just before I came live that he was here since 5 a.m. and it's past 9 and he's still here. So he will share with us what the process has been like. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Walk us through what the process has been like in this polling unit. You told me just before we came here that you've been here since 5 a.m. and you've been coordinating people here. Walk us through what the process has been like.
The process is very calm. We came in the morning to get numbers for people. So when you come to view your numbers, you understand, after your numbers, you just walk up, do your voting, and we'll get the numbers from you and say it. So it was very peaceful, orderly. At least I see we've been here, no fighting. With the policemen have not had an issue to arrest anybody because we so calm. I'm very orderly, very orderly.
But right now, it's not looking very orderly. What's going on?
No, I don't think they are not having issues with the way the remaining ballot papers are being cancelled. But don't worry, it's just one of those things. But in the next few minutes, when they start counting, everyone will come. Everyone will come. Yeah.
Back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, maybe before we let you go, I mean,
Mm.
did the delay really dampen enthusiasm on the part of voters at all? What can you tell us about that?
I didn't get that question. Sorry, can we take it again?
Chinaza will have to let Chinaza go there as she keeps an eye on developments right there at the polling unit.
Is it the civil station that you say is against the government?
What's going on there, apparently?
Yeah, is this what do you call it? Arise TV, the owner. Yeah.
Against the Buhari or just all government?
Yes, mostly the Buhari government, because when they came into power, he was arrested by the EFCC. So he now bargain with the government and refund some of the money that was stolen. So he did the plea bargain. So they let him go. So he has been since then he has been a hardliner. Yes, criticizing the government. Because the previous government, they spent 16 years, and during that time, during the good luck time, Nigeria made a lot of money because that guy came into power with the money of Obasanjo left in the reserve, and the 10% derivation account. It was almost about everything was about $80 to $70 billion when they came into power. So they blew that money. They also borrow a lot of money, and you cannot point one infrastructure they build with those money.
Who was that?
Good luck during the Good Luck Jonathan administration. So you cannot point one. Go ahead.
Is that Buhari's wife?
Yes, yeah.
As the first lady of Nigeria.
Yeah. But this is the second wife. The first wife passed away, so this is the second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the second wife. Okay.
Yeah.
These are police in Nigeria. They dress like military.
Is that?
Those people, were that police that saw like that?
Yeah, there are police. They call them mobile police. There are mobile police.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then there are SSS, the State Security Officer. Yeah, the ones that protect the president. They're always on suit and all that.
I think that those are those machines that are talking about to verify.
Yeah, that's the beavers. Yeah.
It's the way Africans still conduct elections, man. It's just like it just shows you they don't have value for what they're doing. Look at the environment, and this is the vice president, right?
Because let me tell you something.
That guy's the vice president. This one.
Yeah. That's the vice president. Yeah. Osinbajo.
Conducted, in my view, very well.
This is the vice president.
Everything has been done right.
And I hope that this
He's
is the same
casting his vote.
across Ogun State and all across Nigeria.
113 eligible voters on the list displayed
Okay,
at
if you look at just look at the environment now.
94th and 95th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
There are
shows they
local,
didn't have value.
yes, and the
But
funny
the
thing is
election
that
to the polling
there are
units
local
and
elected leaders
earlier than
who are
the
supposed to
youth
take care
and
of
ready
these
to vote.
areas and
Come out.
develop it, but
I
no.
want Nigeria to be settled. I want Nigeria to be good in position. That's why I come.
Vice President Osinbajo and wife Dolapo paid homage to two of them and received their blessings.
The corruption in that country is what is killing the country, not any other thing.
Already out.
Not the white man or the white supremacy.
Of course, man.
Yes,
Time for the white man. They're just doing it because they have people that
My
they can
friends
do
say
it.
some
If
get
they
them
don't have, they
get
will
card,
stop.
they go boats. Some don't
Yes.
get card.
Like this on Simbajo, I'm not gonna lie.
We are in
He's a good man, but he's just too
moving from polling unit.
He's the kind of person if they win the election, it will be like Goodluck Jonathan. It was too nice. So
Nobody is trading his vote.
they were able
by
to
any means.
betray
The
him
two,
and
after voting, retired to the
know?
Legacy Center, a center established in honor
They
of
used
late
him.
Ayodele
So
Soyode, mother of the vice president's wife. A
the
training
reason
center.
why I would have voted for Tinubu because Tinubu is a little bit he's kind of he have action like
This is a place where people come to
he have this
get
a little
more
bit
help,
of
where
dictatorship in
training
him.
with them.
You understand
Who's
me?
that? Who's that?
The Tinubu, but
Vice
it's too
President
old.
of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, has
Yes,
cast
he's
his
too old.
ballot
He's too
at
old.
Katazo
If
Central
someone like that
polling
becomes
unit,
president,
Gashua, Yobe
people will
North
be
Senatorial District,
using him to
with a
make
call on the
decisions. He does
electorate
not
to
even
use
know.
their ballot. Why?
Yes,
Like
they
what
will
we
not
are
become
now.
liability to the country.
Yeah, now who's actually ruling Cameroon is the
Katozu
Minister of
polling unit
Territorial
in
Administration.
Gashua
It's not
is
even
one
Bobia.
of the 2,823
Yeah, so
polling units in Yobe
there's
State.
the person you mentioned in conjunction with the president's wife, right?
Elections.
Yes,
The
yes,
president of
yes.
the
So
Senate is
Bobia
among
might
the
not even know
electors
because
that came
no
out
one is
to
trying to fight
exercise
him.
their
So he's
civic
just
duty.
there. The
President
guy
of the
just
Senate
ruling
lauded
the country
efforts
the
of
way
the
as he
President
wants.
Muhammadu Buhari and INEC leadership
That means
for
the
the
president's
implementation
wife is
of
the
the
most powerful
2005
person in Cameroon.
into electoral
No,
process.
no.
This
She's
is
not concerned
very
with politics.
important
No. Chantabia, no.
democracy in Nigeria.
You can't put Chantabia in politics. She's gonna mess up. she'll mess up. She'll fuck up. No. She's so like careless woman. No.
No, that means she's dramatic. So she's dramatic.
Yeah, that's the word. She's mama drama. That's why people like her. She does not follow protocol. Yeah, she does not understand diplomatic protocol. Nothing. Yeah, she's. Sometimes they hide her. You know, when like special envoys, that kind of diplomatic call come to Cameroon, would they hide Chantabia because she's just come to do something stupid?
Wait, is she uneducated?
Yeah, I think she has some basic education. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess so. It's just like Goodluck Jonathan's wife. She was very, very dramatic.
Okay, but that's the thing. But she wanted to talk all the time, but Chantabia does not want to talk. That's the problem. She does not want to put herself out there. But Goodluck Jonathan's wife wanted to talk, wanted to be on the spotlight.
Yeah.
Continue. There's so many memes about her.
Yeah, no.
Now you want Waka come.
The thing is that she didn't know her place. If you pay attention, most of the northern presidents, their wife are always quiet. They don't talk that much.
Of course, that's the tradition, you know. Yeah, Muslim women don't disrespect Muslim men. You know, they're brought up that way.
Yeah, they are very submissive.
Very submissive. It's not Buhari that said my wife's place belongs to the kitchen. That's the president. You understand? A woman's place belongs to the kitchen. How can you talk about the first lady of your country?
Because they are extremely conservative.
Yes. How can you say the first lady's place belongs to the kitchen? Buhari. When I heard that.
See, if you look at the Buhari, he's a nationalistic person. He wants He own belief is that we should produce and grow and manufacture everything we consume.
Yeah. Do you think the Northerners are more nationalistic?
Yes, I would say.
Than
See,
the
I'm
other
not
part?
going to lie. They are
Yes.
more. They are more.
Yes, that's what I think. They believe in their country more, and some people think they want to separate. To me, I don't see them wanting to
No,
separate.
they believe. If you look at it, majority of them they don't travel out. They stay in Nigeria. They stay behind. They don't travel. They stay
Yeah.
behind.
I knew one Yoruba girl. She grew up all her life in Kano. She said people consider her to be a Hausa. When I saw her, I talked to her. She said no, but I just grew up like that because I'm Muslim now. I speak the Hausa language more than my language, so people consider me a Hausa, but I'm Yoruba. And
Yeah.
she just dressed like a Hausa all the time. But sometimes you can see that Yoruba mannerism trying to show a little bit, but
See, Kifaru, I grew up with these people because the area I grew up in, Bini, we have what they call Ansa Quarter, very close to where I grew up in Bini, Ansa Quarter. Did you know that these people, you can give them any amount to keep for you? They will hold that money for you. You come back maybe in 1 year, they give you. They are some of the most trustworthy people I ever met. Like I've met a lot of Nigeria, but the Northerners. No. When they tell you the word Inshallah, it is done. They always deliver.
that's true. Yeah, I have a friend Yoruba based Muslim, we call him Baba Bodi, a really nice person. You know, if you are his friend, you are his friend.
Yeah, I have a lot of Hausa friends. The one that both of us are very close, call it Ismaila. If you see me and him, you would think he's a Benin boy. No, it's from the north because they were born and raised in Benin, so they even speak broken and Benin language. And they also speak Hausa language. Yeah, so they are very nice people. But you see, most Nigerians, that's why I really respect that that National Youth Corps service, because it's a way for Nigerians.
Yes. You see, it was under the military that it was created.
Thank you very much.
It was still under the military because they knew it was important for them to bring everyone in the country.
Yes, you know why? The military back then, they invested a lot in intelligent gathering. So they know how to use society thing to reorient the people. You understand me? So they understand this thing. But if you see the politicians themselves, they didn't care. Their own priority was just to take over power and become wealthy. That was their own goal. But the military, they were nationalistic. They wanted to build the country and direct the country in a certain position. Yeah. But you see, the people.
Because what makes a country powerful is actually their military.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may have the economy, but the military is, as that's what sometimes see two Nigeria says all the time. Yeah, the military backs their economy. You understand? Just the fact that we want to grow and acquire more technology and acquire more weapons, that is development in itself. You know, maybe they will need to get into research, arms building. You know, all things like that. We need to do it, man. We need to.
Kifaro, you're not going to believe this. When Buhari came into power in 2015, our military aircraft, the jet, was about only seven in the entire
country.
Yes, country, yes. So since this president came in, he has purchased about 70, close to 70 something, maybe 75 aircraft. We are expecting to about 24 this year. You understand me? Increase the military spending by almost 300%, from 1 point something billion to 4 point something billion now dollar. So that's how you build your military to be strong. Now we have drones, we have jets, fighter jets, have a air defense system, a lot of equipment. I think before this election, some trucks just came in from I don't know if it's from South Africa, be Turkey. They are like about 300 military trucks.
We will not take that for granted. And
So but people they don't pay attention to the things the guy is doing. Like me, I see it. Yes, we are going through a lot, but some of the things the guy did is something that will prepare the country to the next level. Whoever become president, if you build upon some of the Buhari policy and continue and from there, things will be better. But my prayer is that they should not abandon some of those things, because Nigerian government they normally do like that. When one person come, they don't practice continuity. See, the reason why Cameroon is stable, I'm not going to lie, there's continuity. There has been one person leading the country for over 40 years. So there should be some form of development.
It is. Look, it is. That's why you never see Cameroon struggling, like shortage of food. Like we have stable electricity. Like if you see, not like stable, but it's far better. And now they're building another dam, and it's gonna by 2 years' time it will finish, and it's gonna increase the electricity supply it's gonna increase it to 30% more. So that means we're gonna have light all the time.
You see,
we have light problems, but it's only during the August when there's rainy season. That's mostly that time, August time where there's rainy season. But before, from August now, all the year during August is really, really rare. Maybe it's rare. Maybe you can have shortage maybe for 30 minutes or 20 minutes. There's gonna come back. You understand? Or if it's gonna get longer, they will tell you. They will say, okay, we have shortage because some transformer is going down from this time to this time. They will tell you. But it's rare during like the dry season. It's only during rainy season. Maybe a tree fell, it's caught the electricity cable, or some long thunder strike the transformer, things like that, or some flood. You can have it during that time more often. But during the other time of the year, we don't really have problem with electricity. That's why people doing business in Cameroon, they don't worry about electricity. It's not a problem. You understand? It's not a problem. When you're coming to do a business in Cameroon, no one thinking about light. No.
Kifaro, what saved Nigeria during the pandemic, it was because the president banned importation of rice. So we were producing rice. Did you know before he banned importation of rice, we only have 10 rice mill in Nigeria, 10 in the whole country. But as we speak, I think it's about 70 to 80 now rice mill in the country. So they increased rice mill factory in the country. That's how you build the economy. Nigeria believe let's just import everything, let's buy everything cheap and just import. They don't know these things impact your currency. You wonder that dollar is about 700 something naira to a dollar. It's because we import a lot.
Exactly.
And most of your foreign exchange comes from oil.
Exactly.
Every other thing you import.
Look at this list. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can zoom it. Yeah. You see, just so we're still coming down. You see, we're even further than South Africa. We've got steady electricity more than South Africa. You can imagine.
Like how many megawatts do you guys generate?
It will be smaller than Nigeria for sure. But
yeah, Nigeria generates a lot, but
you see, Nigeria is right up there, number 6, 32%. But this look at Pakistan. Pakistan is the highest, but they still managed to have nuclear plant. I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, yes, Pakistan have a nuclear weapon, so they are very they are very solid. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have electricity, low power outrage, like the highest in the
Mm.
world.
Even
That's true.
Tehran.
That's
Wait.
that.
Wow. Is that Iran? I'm seeing that
Yes,
above
yeah, Iran.
Yemen. Wow,
Yeah,
Iran is doing pretty well. Wow.
Yeah,
Look at Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, this is the highest, the one that has less electricity.
Oh, okay, Pakistan.
Yes, Pakistan. So they have power shortage more than everyone in the world.
Oh, okay. Okay, they have
Yeah.
power shortage. Where is Nigeria?
Nigeria is number 6.
Not below. Number 6.
Yeah. Nigeria is number 6. So it's coming down. It's coming
above.
down.
Behind the.
Yemen.
Central Republic. Yeah, Central African Republic. Yeah. Even Benin. Where's Cameroon? What number?
Is down there. It's
Wow, you guys are solid. You guys are down far away below.
Yeah. It's right down here. Yeah. And so, if we increase that capacity, I think they say it's gonna be finished in 2 years' time. It's gonna increase it, so we're gonna come like even down again here. You understand?
Wow, that's
so
good.
Now we need to see the mega by then. If you like, let's just say, let's just say Cameroon GDP per capita.
What's the number?
GDP per capita.
Should be 2,000 something or so. Oh, 1,600.
It's not up to. Yeah, it's 1,000.
1,666. Well, it's growing. It's growing, but in a slow pace.
In a slow pace, yeah. You see, so it went really high sometime. Then I don't know what's this. No, this Nigeria. Nigeria has gone really up.
The thing is that let's be Kifaru. I don't know why we always value everything in dollar. We don't in our countries. We don't spend in dollar. We spend in our local currency.
This is the year 1993. That's when Cameroon had the economic crisis. So we were far more than Nigeria. Look, Nigeria is a green one. So 1993, Cameroon was hit by an economic crisis. So we are still trying to recover. So it went down, then you were still. But look at here, look at where Nigeria was, and look at where Cameroon. So in 1993, Cameroon was doing far more than Nigeria.
Wow, really?
Yes, 1993. If you just look at these things here, this GDP.
Okay, the chart here.
Yeah, you see when I put 19, you see Cameroon is 692. 692 plus 60. Look at Nigeria.
Is that 300 something?
Exactly. It was like double. Wow. Yes. We got hit by then Nigeria just
financial crisis.
Yes, economic crisis. Nigeria, but Nigeria came right up here, but it has gone down a little bit again. Maybe where was that?
I'm not gonna lie.
2014, Nigeria had a boom.
I'm not gonna lie. Nigeria had in 2012. No, from 2011 when Goodluck took over, Nigeria was booming. There were money, like all over. But the thing is that what pissed me off is that they didn't, because I'm not gonna lie, I like infrastructure, because that is some of the things we miss in our country. We miss good roads, we miss stable electricity, good transportation. Those are the things good healthcare. Those are just the things we need in our country.
Yeah,
we don't need we are not saying we need the skyscraper and all those things. No.
I don't even that skyscraper thing is we have too much land. I think we need to be like homes, make the place clean, pave road, electricity, street
Thank
lights,
you.
clean gutters, clean pavement, good drainage system. We need that first. Clean
Then
places.
with a greenery around everywhere.
Yes. We need to plan our towns to make them look clean. Then you have things, vehicles, I don't know, services that
Yeah.
clean.
That's why in Nigeria I like Abuja a lot, because Abuja was planned. When you go to the federal capital, you know, okay, yes, at least Nigeria, they really come together and plan the city. Everything is well structured. The road are almost 8 lanes wide and well tiled. So we need many places like that. At least you can destroy the cities and rebuild them again. But you see, the state leaders, their own is just to become governor, loot, then buy houses for their chicks, their side chicks, and
Exactly.
buga, buy Rolls Royce and all those things. That's what they know how to do. Then ask their colleague if they get money, who get money, you get money. Those
Yeah, they compare with people where they get money pass. You understand?
yes.
That's Africa. One shows okay, I get money pass you, okay. I'm doing way more than you. You know, so.
If you observe, one thing I respect the West for their leader is that even if they are less extremely wealthy, they don't go about showing their wealth.
Yeah, it's the culture, bro. It's the culture. It's the
Thank
culture
you
because
very much.
money is not what they want. They want to see their society prosper.
Thank you very much. They always shape the direction of their society with that
Exactly.
money.
Yes,
That's what
exactly.
they do with the money.
Everything
They
that they
don't.
do is to make their society better. It's not for them to get rich. But
Yep.
we want to get rich. Just because people want to get rich, they don't care how they treat you. That's the problem. They don't care how they treat their society. That's the problem, because it's just some individualistic. The other day I was doing my show about collectivism or individualism, and people were talking about individualism. They were confusing what it means by individualism and collectivism. Trying to make yourself, your family, provide for your family. That is not individualism. That's just normal. Individualism is when you kind of like destroy your community just because you as a person wants to survive. That is the problem now. You
Yeah,
understand?
that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a man, you want to make yourself, your family, be yourself life comfortable. That is not individualism. But if by doing that it means your community will be destroyed, then you still do it, then that is individualism.
Yeah.
Most polling units across Dome Metropolis, the presidential and national assembly elections began as expected, with electoral
Even
officers
if you look at this election,
ready for the
the
electorate to
the
exercise
church
their
leaders,
we have somebody
they
who has
they decided to involve themselves in politics.
get his
See,
experience of how the
that's
process
why I no longer have any trust or anything about our pastors in Nigeria, our whatever, whether spiritual, whatever they call it. I have no confidence in all of them. They are fraud. They are thieves.
Exactly.
They are
Okay.
against the masses.
Okay, exactly. Okay, look, for example, why don't you think there's no a big church like that in Cameroon? Because the government control. If you are a pastor, you go around, you do something stupid, the police will come for you. I swear to God. You understand?
Yeah.
You cannot just go and like you deceive people. There's no
What
big
they,
church in Cameroon.
what they do in this election, their utterances, their behavior, the way they were showing themselves, it's like it's disgraceful. And if you pay attention, the Northerners were just quiet. They were because they are very reserved. They always make their decision to make it known later. So with what they did, I don't know how the Northerners are going to vote. If they might vote against and make sure they return the Northern president back in power, I don't know.
Was that Thabo Mbeki?
Yes, it's Thabo Mbeki. He's in Nigeria as an observer.
Yeah, that's
And Thabo Mbeki, Kenyan president, former Kenyan president, Uhuru Kenyatta, and the former Liberia president, Ellen Johnson, and the former Malawi president.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of apprehending suspected perpetrators of vote buying.
Yaga Africa.
Why you're buying votes? And they're giving people some sense to buy their vote.
Yeah, because
was deployed across all polling units.
You see, Nigerians during electoral campaign, Nigerians don't listen. They don't follow manifesto. They don't follow what is going to be the person's policy in maybe education, security. They don't do that. They
It's
just
because they don't have the education. Because sometimes people just think, if vote for me, I'll buy you this. Some kind of like children, I'll give you sweet, I'll give you
Now,
bad
my
right.
guest is still in the
They
studio.
don't really have
Dazan,
value for
former director of
voting.
voter
So why you
education
make
and
them vote?
publicity
Just get the
INEC.
military
I'm going through a question that you
put them in
followed from
order.
the report that just
If you
ended.
pay attention,
Observer mission
one thing I respect Rwanda for is that when you go to that country now, there is order. Law and order is well.
We need to recognize
Hello?
the place of Nigeria in Africa and in the
Hello?
world.
I can hear you.
Yes, I said in Rwanda, there's law and order because Kagame is very, very forceful
Yeah,
in
Kagame.
implementing.
As
Yes.
continent cannot get it
So
right unless Nigeria does.
I said I saw on Twitter recently they shut down one restaurant because it's violate safety. I said, good, this is a right-taking country function, but I don't think those in charge of those agencies in Nigeria they do their job because every day a lot of people you hear cases of food poisoning.
Number two,
Most of the restaurant owners they are not sanctioned. So you see, the country is in a total chaos.
Nigeria shall be the third biggest in the world.
Kifaru,
India
if you are in
and
Nigeria,
and we
you
have
can
seen,
do whatever you want,
even
and
now,
if you
as
have
we
money,
speak,
you go
more than
free.
60% of Nigeria's population is made up.
But if you are poor, the law will deal with you.
In most African countries,
In the
most
kind of
African
leadership that
countries,
will emerge from the
most
conduct of
African
these
countries,
elections. And it is interested also in
most
seeing
African countries.
whether the leadership that will emerge will be capable of leading the country in such a manner as to harness the potentials and the talents of the very young people that we have. We have also seen from the turnout that most of the voters reflect this demographic, that is the youthful demographic. And what it means is that the outcome of these elections are going to be defined and shaped by these youths. Like I've said earlier on, and referring, in fact, I quoted Frantz Fanon, who once said that every generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission. And, it is for it to, execute this mission or betray the mission. So we shall see, in due course, whether the youths who have turned out to vote in this election are going to implement this mission by having a say, by defining and framing the conduct of the elections in such a manner that it will determine their future and the future of Nigeria and Africa.
Indeed, the next 10 years is critical to Nigeria and Africa. Nick Dazan, former director of voter education and publicity, INEC, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
The thing is, the one thing I hate about our people is that, my own people is that Nigerians, they can sell their country out for money. The love of money is just too much. People don't sometimes think, okay, whatever I want to do may hurt our country. They don't care. They will just do it. And sometimes I tell people, yes, you may think you have not benefited anything from this country. You have. Fuel price is being subsidized for you. education from primary to secondary is almost free. University is just cheeky change. You go to university, you come back, you don't hold any money like the United States and other countries in Europe. Almost everything is just free. Many people, if you ask them, okay, if you go like meet them and interview them, okay, what are you doing? How much are you paying for tax? If they tell you, you will be laughing.
They don't pay tax. They don't. I think
At
that's
all.
that's one of the problems that we have in Africa. We can't manage. We can't create a system where people pay tax. Because look at this thing, the way like Nigerians, this is their culture that they go and dance and spray money. If you pay tax in the country, I swear to God, you will never do that.
Yeah.
You will never do that if you pay tax in a country that they are taxed for the money that you spend. You will never do such a thing. It's because these people don't pay taxes. And it's bad for a country because the country survives on taxation. So, but all those kind of things can be managed with technology.
Because when I got that
Can be
information,
managed with
I had to
technology.
confirm from another. There's a chaotic scene over there. I don't know if by now it has been settled. But about an hour
No,
ago,
it is. See, the most unfortunate state is this state that you see on the screen, Bayelsa. This is where the former president came from, Goodluck Jonathan. This state has received some of the largest allocation in Nigeria. But when you go to that state and see people from that state, there's nothing to write home about. Poverty, the highest. Out of school children, the highest. Child mortality rates, you can find them there. So sometimes I tell people, let's stop blaming one person. Hold your own leaders accountable. Because me, I know my leaders from my own tribe. When I know them, I know the position they hold in my state, even in federal government. So if I cannot hold those people account, why should I blame an Hausa man or a Yoruba man?
elections have been postponed.
Because the way Nigeria is structured through the constitution, they make sure that every part receive their fair share of the country.
Professor Mahmoud Yakubu.
You understand me?
So the INEC
So no one is left out. So instead of us as citizens
tomorrow. So that's
to at least
for the House of Representatives.
broaden our base, know those, at least understand how the system works, so you can hold other people account, not just the president. Because look at this election now, a lot of people have hope that if Obi come as president, that everything will just change. You will have 24 hours electricity, good roads, good healthcare, and all that. That is the hope they have.
To what extent?
But they don't know it won't be possible when you have, because the law in the law of the state, you must appoint everybody from that is 36 people from the 36 states. So it's in the constitution. So the president now, whoever becomes president, will have to appoint people from their party, and some of these party members, they are corrupt as hell. I tell people, I said, if you're a president, you rely on briefing. What the brief is, what you're going to do. If they lie to you, you won't be able to do anything. President, they work based on briefing. They brief them sometimes 2 times a week or something. That's how they run the country. You don't, Kifaru, in your place, do you know everything that is happening in Cameroon? No. You don't.
Cannot.
So you rely on briefing. I tell people, listen, the president is not the problem. You see, we might have bad president, but if we have good citizens running the affair of the state will see things will see happen, good things will see happen. But the thing is that even if you elect a good person, because the system is so corrupt, they will make sure they sabotage the president. There's one governor now, Governor El-Rufai from Kaduna. Everyone hates that guy, but he's one of the most competent governor in Nigeria because he tried to do the right thing. A lot of people hate that guy. They call him bigots. They call him all sorts of names.
Brass local government.
That guy have yes, the guy have I think invite investor. They have invested up close to about $4 billion in that state. Foreign investor. He increased the state internal generator revenue from 11 billion to
I think I know
60
that
billion.
guy. Is that the one doing a cocoa factory, Gary factory?
Yes, in Kano. Yes, the man is short,
Okay,
very
no,
short.
okay, no, is that in Kano? I thought no, there was someone somewhere in the south. Okay, no, I don't know.
Okay, no, it's from the north. It's from Kaduna State. Governor El-Rufai. He's one of the most competent governors in Nigeria. He increased the internal generator revenue from 11 billion to 60 billion.
You see, that's why I say we just need the right leaders to change things. And when we have one, just forget about this election thing, or just keep him there forever.
It was that guy was the he was the person. Then it was minister. It was the one that developed what they call it, Abuja. Some of the law that make Abuja paradise. It was the one who implemented those laws. Very decisive man. When he became governor, he sacked a lot of teachers. He sacked a lot of them because they were incompetent. Then I recruit new teachers. Most of the people working for him, they are youth. The guy controlling the Kaduna Investment Agency is about 28. He have a portfolio of $4 billion. Young guy. The Speaker of the House of Assembly, 30-something years also.
Yeah, that's the age. That's the age.
Yes, that's one of the lead. That's one of the person creating other leaders in Nigeria. Very competent guy, but a lot of people hate him.
It doesn't matter. I don't believe hate me or like me. I think if someone is doing the right thing, I will just keep him there.
Because Nigerians like someone that is decisive. They like you so that they can use you. They want you to be nice so that they can manipulate you, and they can use you. I like the government because I know my people. The only thing to fix Nigeria, you get it, is just by being dictator, but do the right thing.
Yes. Yeah. You need to exactly do the right thing. Stop trying to please people. You can never please everyone. You can never please everyone. Just do what is right, and you're going to get the people who are level-headed, and then they're going to come in. And if you know it's good for the country, you need to force people to behave like that. If they go against it, then they become a nuisance. They become like against the law, and they be persecuted. That's how it's supposed to be in Africa. Until we understand that a nation is to be, we have to build and respect our nations. That's why I told these people they were showing me videos of Africans running to the Mediterranean, and people, I said, man, I tell them, well, if I would tell the Moroccans, Tunisian, Egyptian, when you see people from sub-Saharan Africa come to your border, open fire. You understand?
See, for instance,
look like you. Why didn't you leave Nigeria? Why? Because you knew you knew that you can make it in Nigeria. There are lots of people who are making it in Nigeria. And
let me tell you something. I'm not going to lie. There are people I know. They travel out. Then, when they also make the money they needed to set themselves up, they return back to set up their business in Nigeria. They are back home now. They are doing business here. So, because some of them, I'm not going to lie, they went out to look for that capital because banks in Nigeria, they won't. If you don't have already existing business that they can see everything, they don't. If you have an idea that you want to do this thing, no, they won't give you any loan.
No, I don't mind. I'm not saying that people should not go. to the West. But go to a West, like go like a normal person, you get respect. You
Yes,
understand?
yes. Or sometimes if you go there, secure the bag and leave that place.
Exactly. My problem is
Yes.
like people going towards the Sahara Desert. That means you don't have the means. And sometimes if I hear the amount of money that people spend to go, I hear people pay $15,000 to be smuggled on the
Yeah.
desert on a boat to go to Europe. $15,000 in Nigeria, if you know what you're doing, man, you can start a really heavy business.
Let me tell you something. The reason
Big
for that,
business in
the
Nigeria.
reason for that is that most Nigerians that went abroad, when they come back, they show themselves as if they are rich. So they inspire people back home. Those ones, okay, I mean, that guy come back, he don't blow up. Oh. Then
Mhm.
you now try to also and also do the same. Then when you get there, you meet that no, things are not rosy. Oh. This place is more difficult than where I'm coming from. So it is like that. That's why you see some of them, some of our people, mostly in the diaspora, they have so much resentment against the country. It's not sometimes if you verify, it's because sometimes it's because of their own personal failure.
Mhm.
So they blame the nation for that. So they have so much resentment against the country. So the country is not perfect, but if we fight for the country, things will do
Exactly.
better.
Nigeria has got so much potential. Only the agricultural potential of Nigeria can replace that here oil. People just talking about oil because it's just easy, But agriculture, look at Rwanda. Rwanda is going big just because of agriculture. Where though people they give the money, Rwanda has a lot of foreign aid. But if they did not have a system, if they didn't have someone like Mugabe that can channel that money to be used for the purpose that is being sent for, they would not do nothing. Doesn't matter if it's state. But this
Ifaro,
bad, yeah.
I understand. See, I want to discuss something. See, for instance, why is it that like us Africa, like maybe Cameroon, maybe
Mhm.
you consume cassava a lot, for example,
Mm.
and you don't have the capacity to produce. What about if your government tried to come to Nigeria and negotiate Nigeria to supply them cassava?
Mhm.
So if we trade like that in Africa within ourselves, we'll be able to solve a lot of problems. Okay, we'll say, okay, Cameroon is our supplier. We supply them cassava. Maybe Cameroon themselves supply us rice.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
You see,
Mhm. Yes. Yes.
economy will grow. Things, people will be employed in both sides of the country. But you see, we don't do this thing. We rather just go to Europe. We like that or Thailand, that quick this thing to import. That one is very easy. So you see, people wonder there's no job. How there will not be a job because there are no factories. There are no people are not working. People are not manufacturing or creating things. No, for instance, just think about it. Maybe okay, we supply you guys cassava, you supply us rice. You see,
That's
you
why That's why I say if you've been listening to me, this is my idea of the Pan African Alliance. We need people who can know how to work as a conglomerate. We don't need Europe
yeah.
because all our business, our market, our export is Europe. We are building our country to satisfy the European market, and which is
Thank you
wrong.
very much. It is
Everything
crazy.
is to satisfy the European market, all
It's like
African countries.
it's like
Which
we just it's like we just export our wealth out of the continent.
that's,
We don't
that's what
keep.
we, that's what we do. That's what we do. Like, let me just do some random search. You're gonna see. Yeah, I had the full statistics somewhere. all African countries, their main exporter is Europe. All of us.
Yes.
It
is crazy.
So we produce what we don't want, but for them. So what we want, we don't produce it. That's how I was giving that example to you that time yesterday. Nigeria, you eat a lot of yam and plantain and gari, but you don't have any industrialized or mechanical agricultural farm that produces yam. It's just some people doing yam, like privately, like locally, or cassava locally. The way Nigerian consume yam, Nigeria should have used the technology to make yam that can be harvested in 3 months. If you look like the West, they eat a lot of potatoes. They have potatoes here like from January to December, abundant. They've mastered the production of potatoes or carrots. What they eat, they produce it in abundance. But we don't. We have allowed, we've left it for local people. That's why we always have shortage.
Okay, election materials yet to get to a single ward in Newe, Anambra State.
No. We need to do better. What are people commenting about election? This is that Nigeria they love to spread fake news. The thing is that there will be a lot of fake news today. People will concoct news and post it.
Ballot papers burned by thugs at my polling unit, Draco Street. What is that?
Even someone posted a video from Ghana, all to just cause problem on Twitter. Even Ghanaians now went and complain, this is Ghana. You think this is Nigeria, but this is Ghana now.
Yeah.
Then after a while, then the person deleted the tweet.
Yeah. Tomorrow again, I'll leave you. We're gonna continue seeing what is happening with the election. And
Okay, brother. Good night.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
You're welcome. Take care. Good night.
To vote and continued and make sure she did that with